So if you want to travel between Liverpool and Preston today, you have to go by St Helens and Wigan North Western. However, there was once a secondary main line that took trains from Liverpool to Preston by Ormskirk. This was a key link in the National Rail network, but now it's a shadow of its former glory. And today we shall be exploring this railway line as we take a journey on the Ormskirk line. The railway line was actually constructed by the Liverpool, Ormskirk and Preston Railway with support from the East Lancashire Railway. However, before the line opened, the Liverpool, Ormskirk and Preston Railway was absorbed into the East Lancashire Railway in 1846. Now our first train is actually sitting on platform 2, the 0911 Northern service to Ormskirk. So we're going to board the train now and head to our first station. As soon as we leave Preston, we need to move off 2 major lines to reach the Ormskirk branch. First, we leave the West Coast Main Line, which continues south towards Wigan North Western. Then we separate from the East Lancashire Line, which heads east to Blackburn. From here, we're now on the single track line towards Ormskirk. Before reaching the first station, we pass the disused Midge Hall station. It opened in 1859 and closed in 1961, but it still plays a vital role in the line today, thanks to Midge Hall single box, which is part of the token exchange system. We'll come back to that later. So I did say this was the Ormskirk line, but it's also got another name, the West Lancashire Line. And travelling from Preston to this station, there's been no issues whatsoever. It's ran smoothly. But this is Croston. Croston has only got 1 platform here, but it's also got your basic facilities with your waiting shelters, but also this station does have bins, benches. It's also got an information screen which tells you when the next train is due and also where the other trains are due. But also right behind me here, it also has a ticket machine at this station as well. Croston is one of those stations that were built in 1849, and the station is also set in a residential area. Now, even though it's got 1 active platform here, it did used to have a second platform, but the second platform is now disused and it's repurposed for allotments, but that second platform is still very cute. It's also got the old station building here as well, but that's in private residence. But Croston is a very cute station, I really do like it. But we shall be moving on now and catching the 10:23 Northern service to head to our next station as we head towards Ormskirk. So the journey travelling between the 2 railway stations, there have been no issues, it's actually ran smoothly. But the second station we're at is Rufford, and Rufford is the only station on this line that is the passing point between Preston and Ormskirk. It does have the 2 platforms with your basic facilities here as well. Like the standard style northern waiting shelter, it's also got a ticket machine, but the ticket machine is actually on the Preston bound platform. There is no ticket facilities on the Ormskirk bound platform. It's also got some information screens as well, telling when the next train is due. It's also got some weird looking benches as well, the ones that flip down. I don't like them, to be honest. But it's also got bins, but it's also got a proper bin here as well. And it's also got a YouTuber's favourite thing at a railway station, the level crossing. We do love a good level crossing at a railway station. Rufford is also one of the stations that were built in 1849, and unlike the previous station Croston, which is more in a residential area, Rufford is actually in a different location. It's more in the countryside, and honestly I like the setting that this station is set in. Also, they do token exchanges here as well, so they pick up a token at Midge Hall single box and bring it down to Rufford station. The token gets released at Rufford station, handed over, and the train carries on towards Ormskirk. On the way back from Ormskirk, they pick up the token at Rufford station, and then they take it towards Midge Hall single box and drop the token off at Midge Hall single box, and the train carries on towards Preston. But we shall be waiting now for our next train, the 11:29 Northern service to Ormskirk. And the next station we are visiting is actually the penultimate station on this line. As we're approaching Burscough Junction, and even though it's still called a junction, there is no actual junction here anymore. The name comes from the old Burscough curves, a triangle set of tracks that once connected the Ormskirk line to the Wigan Wargate to Southport line. The north curve was taken out of use in 1969, and the south curve saw its last train in 1982. This spot is also remembered for a tragic event back in 1880. A serious train crash happened here when two trains collided. The cause, a mix of human error, faulty signalling and poor track layout. Sadly, 9 passengers lost their lives. So the journey on that Class 150 diesel multiple unit has ran smoothly, no issues at all. But the Class 150 has brought us to the penultimate station, Burscough Junction. It's also one of 2 stations in Burscough, as the other station is Burscough Bridge on the Wigan Wargate to Southport line, and honestly I do have fond memories of that line. But also Burscough Junction does have your basic facilities here as well. And those facilities are the same as the previous stations: waiting shelter, ticket machine, information board telling where the next train is due, benches, bins, and also what I forgot to mention at the other 2 stations is that they also have help points, and this station also does have a help point as well. Also, that building right behind me here has got me intrigued a little bit. Is that the old station building or part of the old railway station, or is that just nothing, to be honest with you? Would like to find out about that, to be honest. Burscough Junction is also another railway station that was built in 1849 and is also set in a residential area as well. Burscough Bridge is a 15-minute walk from this railway station, but unfortunately I don't have time to visit the other Burscough railway station because it's 15 minutes there, 15 minutes back. It's roughly about half an hour in both directions. Burscough Junction does have one active platform, and the second platform is disused, but it has been repurposed to flower boxes and bug hotels as well. So it's about time to leave Burscough Junction and head to our final station, Ormskirk. Waiting for the 12:35 Northern service to arrive, and let's go to our final station of the day. So we have now made it to the terminus station of the line, Ormskirk, which is operated by Merseyrail, and this station also opened in 1849. Now Ormskirk did used to have through services between Liverpool and Preston until 1977. If you look at the platform today, it looks like one long platform, but the platform is actually split up into 2 separate platforms on the same platform. Platform 2 offers services towards Preston, and platform 1 is for services towards Liverpool, but they carry on towards Hunts Cross. Now Kirby did used to have this similar layout, but unfortunately they knocked the northern platform down, extending Kirby to Headbolt Lane. But Headbolt Lane does have a similar style to Ormskirk railway station. At Ormskirk station you can still see the remains of the former Preston bound platform, which is now disused. It's also got an old station building which is disused as well, not in rail use anymore. On the current platform it does have a lovely station building. This used to be the junction station for services towards Ruffford via Skelmersdale, which that line opened in 1858, closed to passengers in 1956 and completely in 1963. There is proposals to try and get the line back to Skelmersdale, but nothing actually has been finalised. They're just still proposals to try and get Merseyrail to Skelmersdale. But hopefully one day they actually do extend either the line from Headbolt Lane or Ormskirk to Skelmersdale. So I do have a question to ask you. What has been your favourite railway station today between Preston and Ormskirk on the West Lancashire Line or the Ormskirk line? Feel free to mention it in the comments down below. But it has really been enjoyable visiting those railway stations today, and honestly it's my first time actually visiting those railway stations, and they've been quirky in their own way, even though they're unstaffed northern stations. Maybe one day I'll come back to Ormskirk and ride the line towards Liverpool with Merseyrail, but I do actually have a problem at the moment. I was meant to leave Ormskirk on the 1346 Northern service back to Preston to head back home. Unfortunately, they've cancelled that train. And what makes it even better is I'm actually travelling on a Northern Complimentary Pass. So that's going to be interesting to get a delay replay on that. But for now, I'm going to drop another video right here. Southport to Wigan Walgate, with an incident that happened at Burscough Lane. You want to see what happened at Burscough Lane, feel free to give that a click. The people on screen now, YouTube channel members and patient supporters, thank you for supporting the channel. I've been SimOnTrains and hope to see you next railway station so we can share a new journey together. Thanks for watching.